When I began to think about what garden I wanted to share with YouTubers after the water gardens at Leckford, I thought, well, why not my own garden? Because at least it shows that I have a garden and that I just haven't got a passing interest. And how can I describe it? I'm not just a spectator gardener. I do actually garden as well. Not very much, as any of my plants will tell you, but a little. So here I am, I'm sitting here, and from the reflection in the window behind me you can see that it is truly a sunny day. Rather a rare event for the summer of 2007 in the UK. But here we are. So I'm just going to show you around just a few little cameo shots and just talk about my garden and what it means to me. Looking out from the back of the house, you see across the lawn to this huge island of rhododendron. It has a border facing the house. We're going to go over to the left of the garden and walk down the garden path. Before we do that, just look around and you'll see the garden is basically surrounded by trees. So here we are by the garden shed near the house, and we're going to go down the path. In the garden we've put spots of colour like this hanging basket on the shed. And we're heading for this entrance, this archway, covered in a beautiful sweet smelling honeysuckle, through into what we call our secret garden. It's a dark garden, it's got plenty of ferns and things like this in it, with again spots of colour, or in this case because it's white, perhaps an absence of colour, onto a very pleasant bench which catches the afternoon sun. It's covered so you can sit under it and not worry about what birds are doing above your head. And we're going to go and we're going to be looking at the greenhouse with our exotic plants in. Well, they're exotic to us, up in a northern climate. The bougainvillea, which is partly in flower, and not a massive specimen, but it is ours, and it reminds us of those sunny climes when we visited on holidays. We're going to see the millennium tree, which is this tree planted in 2000, the dawn redwood, Metza sequoia. Watch out for the autumn crocuses as we turn around to go up to the house. Don't tread on them, they come up through the grass. And then we'll just be looking at some of the flowers on our border before returning along the path, past some evening primroses and some marigolds, back onto the patio. And while we're making this walk, I just want to share what I feel. I always feel very elated. I feel my spirits rise when I go into the garden. I love plants and I love the natural world, and one of the reasons, I'm sure, is that in the Bible it says that if you want to see there's a God, then look around you and you can see him in creation. Now the world we have around us has been marred, there's no doubt about that, and the Bible explains that through the story of the fall in the Old Testament and the book of Genesis. But nonetheless, you can't but help look at a flower and have your spirits rise because of the incredible beauty and the delicacy with which it's been put together. That's what my garden means to me. It's like a living statement that there is a God and that he loves us, and that there's such an abundance of beauty in his life and in what he wants to share with us. When we first moved into this particular house, one of my sons said, "This is just like Kew Gardens," looking at the huge rhododendrons we had. Well, it's like a tiny part of Kew Gardens, because that's a very much bigger garden, and indeed truly a national and world treasure. It is a World Heritage Site. My garden isn't a World Heritage Site, but it's a Pedro Heritage Site. I love it, and I'm very grateful for having it. And I'd encourage people who are able to move in to places where there are gardens and to work them and learn to work with the soil. And there's a deep and abiding satisfaction in seeing something grow and come forth. It's a great reminder of all the truths I see in the Bible, such as sowing and reaping. Whatever you sow, that's what you get. And I'm just grateful to God for this. So that's my garden, and if you've got some shots of yours, I'd love to see them.